there's kind of a crossroads for every person when they start playing this game.
Yeah.
And it's interesting what you just said, because it's at that moment where somebody stops missing the ball.
Yeah.
And do they move in the direction of, how do I manipulate this motion to make me more consistent?
Yeah.
Or do they move the opposite way, which is, how do I get really good at positioning myself so that it gets really consistent?
Well, I think that's a great way to look at it. And I think that, let's just say that I know I can't hit it from here with this club. Oh, well, I could, but I mean, I'd have to really lean out and reach. So I'd know pretty well that this isn't the spot. But what if I get in here where I can hit it reasonably easily, but I can't really hit it very well from here. I'm too far away to really put some good squash and energy on that ball from here. I could certainly manipulate it straight from here. But I can already feel from here myself that this would be a sort of a clicky impact, sort of a, it's not going to be that smack. So the person that gets in there and they figure out where they've got to be to hit it the first time, if that's not really their ideal place, they might say, well, I can hit it from here, so I'm going to stand here. And they hit it poorly, and they hit it poorly, or they don't hit it well, so they think, well, how would I hit it better? Well, I need to have a better swing. Whereas what I do at the start of my clinics is I get people, put them in a position where all the great players in the history of the game have hit the ball the most to their side. So they've got the club shaft and their left arm relative to themselves in rotation and posture, if you like. It's the most to the side of them when they hit it. They're not the worst players in the game. They're the most stood up, and their arm comes across, and they're basically hitting it on their front side. So if the worst players are hitting it on the front side and the greats of the game are hitting it on their trail side, I like to get people in to a position where they have no choice but to hit it on their trail side, and invariably they begin to feel a squash and an impact on the ball that's better than they've ever felt before, because they've never been where they could squash the ball from. And we'd think of it in any other walk of life, you'd think, well, I can't do it from here, so let me come over here where I can do it from.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point, and it's, to summarise that point, it is exactly what you said a second ago, which is that the beginner, the best thing a beginner can do is to by themselves work on being very precise in terms of where are they best placed, build an intuitive ability, where am I best placed to hit this ball consistently. And it's exactly that thing that you just said of I'm slightly in the wrong spot. Do I question where I'm stood, or do I start to try and manipulate this movement so that I can hit it from this spot?
Hit it better from this spot, yeah. Well, going back to the Bubba analogy, how he stands at very oblique angles to the ball, like he stands off to the side. Now, I know for a fact that I can, from here, I'm right up on this ball here with my right side. From here, I can hit this ball extremely hard. I have that sense from here. I don't really know where it's going to go until I look up there and think, okay, it's going to, well, relative to that target on there. I'm aimed way left of that target, but relative to that target, when I'm all the way up on it and close with my right side, if I hit this ball really hard from here, it's going to shoot over towards that target and probably bleed off to the right of that. But, I'm just going to take my chances, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit it hard. And that's exactly what it did.
That's exactly what it did.
Yeah.